Hey guys, welcome back to another episode. Today we're going to be doing a clutch adjustment on our 68 850 Spider. It's a really simple job and I'll show you how to do it. Our clutch pedal isn't really engaging until the top of the swing of that pedal, and that's not very driver friendly, frankly. So we're going to get underneath here. I'm going to show you guys how to do it. But don't worry, if you're new to the channel, welcome. But if you're returning, don't worry, we're going to continue on our Black 124 series. I'll make sure to put a link up here in one of these corners for that. That process is still underway, so don't worry, but this is a quick tip. I'm going to show you guys how to get your clutch pedal adjusted and set right, so let's get to it. So the first thing we're going to want to do is get our hubcap off and our wheel off. So to do that, we're going to need to jack it up. So let's get it up in the air so we can get that hubcap off. So we're going to be using our impact. These are 19mm lug bolts. We're just going to take them off real quick in a star pattern. That way they come off easily and nice in an even manner, that is. Alright, so I've got you guys in here and you can see this is exactly where we're looking right here. There's a threaded rod at the end of our clutch cable. There's a lock nut and there's like a long elongated nut with a flat top on it that also threads through. And this is a 10mm. I'm going to take my 10mm wrench and you'll see just how loose this is and see how much slop there is. That's why our clutch is so loose, is I can just move it around and it wiggles in there. So what we're going to do is we're going to engage this, back off the lock nut, and then we should be able to screw that elongated nut backwards to tighten the tension this way, to tighten the tension on the threads, and that'll give us some more pressure on our lines. So let's get that backed off so we can start tightening that up. So there's also another way you can access this. If you remove this nut and bolt combination, you can actually get this whole assembly off your clutch arm here. I don't know if you want to call it your clutch arm, but where you have the throwout bearing is attached to the bottom of this. It's the forks and they engage the clutch. So if you remove this nut and bolt combination here, you can actually remove this and clean these threads up. That's what I'm having to do right now because I can't get it to go backwards on those threads. So just like that, you can remove it and now it is free. Should be free, there you go. So now you can better see that combination, how that works. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get these threads cleaned up some, or if I can get this out of the way with one hand. There you go. So now I can better handle it. So I'll be able to clean these threads up with a hand brush, or if I can get a small wire wheel in here, that might be a good way to get that all cleaned up. And I can easily move these threads back. As you can see, I'm just twisting the clutch cable and it's not helping me any. So this one turns because all those threads are clean. So let me get these three threads cleaned up and get these fully backed off, and then we can get this all reassembled and we'll be good to go. Alright, now that we're all cleaned up, we went and got our bracket cleaned up on the wire wheel since we already had it off. So we're going to slide that back on. We'll go over that back nut. And then we've got our clutch nut. You can see it looks like a little top hat. It's got a flat on one side, nice and long to go through that bracket. But we want to make sure this flat part is facing the rear of the car. And so we're going to start feeding that on. Just like that. And we're going to get it all the way on. So as we get close to our locking nut, we'll have already passed our old witness marks to where it used to sit. You can see where the shiny metal is on one side and dull on the other. This one can still spin freely, so we can adjust it as we need to, but we're just going to keep it where it is. We just only turned it back about 2 full rotations, maybe 3. And that should help us with our slack. you can see where it's starting to catch on where we used to have it. So I want to grab my wrench and see if I can help it past it. Doesn't quite want to go. So if it keeps fighting you like this, you can actually get some vice grips on the stem back here. There's no threads. Make sure there's no threads on it. You can actually grip it here and it'll hold it in place. So that's what we're gonna do. Let's go grab it and lock it on. So now we're going to rehook our bracket, slide it up here, and we're going to pull it to engage our fork here, and then we're going to feed our bolt back through it. So now that I've got this attached, you might have to adjust this nut back out in order to get it to hook on, and then you can put the nut on. I don't have this tight yet, so what I can do is, now that this lock nut is backed off, I can actually tighten it or loosen it, however I want to do it. Up is to tighten, down is to loosen. You can adjust your clutch. So what you want to do is you don't want to go too tight, but you don't want it to be too loose. So what you can do is 1.5 turns, go feel it, see how it feels, and come back and adjust accordingly. Once you like where it's at, so let's say I like this, I can tighten up that lock nut like that, and I can put 2 wrenches on it and do opposite directions, and it'll lock that on there and it'll lock it into place. And then we just need to make sure we have this nut all the way down nice and tight, clean up everything, put our wheel back on, and go for a test drive. Alright, so we're started. It's a really hot sunny day. The sun's in my eyes, so let's go for a drive around the block. Alright guys, and that's going to be it for this episode. It was a really quick and simple job, pretty straightforward and easy to get to and easy to fix to really change the feel of your drive. Now there are certain specs when it comes to how far of a travel you need to have, but I kind of go by feel, and then maybe that's just from experience. But if you have a manual, make sure you consult that for exactly how much play needs to be in your clutch pedal. If you know offhand, write in the comments down below so you can help other people that are watching this video. But until next time guys, thank you so much for watching. Make sure you subscribe, like, and comment. As always, you can follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Garage Time TV. That way you can follow along on the action in between videos to see what's going on here in the shop. So until next time guys, we'll see ya.